Baby doll cutie pies, Bitcoin has pumped $1,000. We have been waiting for that, and I am gonna crank the music for you right now. And you're gonna enjoy it. All right? You are number one. Thank you. Thank you, friends. We are here. We are pumping. We are friendly. We are kind. You are always on my mind. Bitcoin's up $1,000. What's been going on? This is the monthly candle right now. October, which went previously red, is now green. As you know, green is non-racist and red is very racist. We are now up on the month. We're hoping that it continues. I mean, we need a bit more than this little $1,000 pump. We need Bitcoin to keep continuing. Don't forget, the only secret to markets is positioning, friends. People gave up. People gave up. I want you to remember, take a snapshot of everybody who doubted October and who gloated about it 2 or 3 days ago, who said, oh, you listened to people who said October, did ya? What are they going to say if October actually finishes green? Because you're going to find out these people that actually smell like caca. And speaking of caca, the ETH BTC chart is going down. And many people, Bitcoin Maxis, shout out to the Bitcoin Maxis, friends of the channel, they are drawing Goblin Town prices. And look, we don't really care, friends. You know why I don't care? Because I've seen with my 2 eyes, my little beady squirrel eyes, I've seen that we can't actually get a world where altcoins and Ethereum pump. It doesn't seem to be happening like that. It seems that Ethereum is its weird interlude, mid-cycle, halfway between blue chip and blue ball chip type of place. There's Ethereum over there, and then there's sweet, juicy pineapple altcoins. They don't seem to move up together. I don't know why. It could be because we aren't ready for that, but this is what I'm observing, and I want to let you know. Okay, so a lot of people, they're asking me, does this mean it's bad for Ethereum? No. What it means is I would rather Ethereum stay down for longer because it gives a chance for our altcoins that we know, love, and enjoy for them to go up against Ethereum. I'm going to show you some charts like that later on. Now, we are watching ETH BTC. Remember, in the 4th quarters of the year, ETH BTC is usually a poop 4th quarter. This one was different. So we're in the 4th quarter as well. So I won't be surprised if in the 4th quarter of the year, ETH BTC is continuing to be a bit of a poopy, okay? So we're entering that period now, October, November, December. We're going to see how that plays out. Don't forget, we're still on track. Everything's still right in the zone where we need to be. You know, you could see a world where, you never know, Bitcoin goes back to 40K, but Ethereum is like, 4K or 3K or 2K. It can happen. It can happen. And we're just waiting for this to play out because usually, for some reason, Bitcoin just starts popping in the 4th quarter of the year. And then everything follows on through that. We might see the repricing in January to February. I mean, you can even see a few famous cases here. In the 1st quarter, so January, February effect, look, ETH BTC goes up, ETH BTC goes up. You can see that here. So there's these periods of the year where they actually start to flourish. By the way, this is Bitcoin halvening year. So Bitcoin halvening year, ETH BTC bottom, then went up. This is just something to think about in the back of our minds. And we're going to see how it plays out. Now, this chart is Linky Boo. This is Link versus ETH. Obviously, it looks like an absolutely shocking chart. I mean, playing some interlude music. Bizarre objects in the universe is what he says in that speaker. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you down here? This is the game, friends. See, remember I told you we need Ethereum goes a bit of sleepy mode. This is probably what we're waiting for. We're waiting for, hopefully, Ethereum to like stable out. And then we can get the altcoins to flourish up. We already know, friends. Oh, look. Blue chip is blue chip, okay? They blue ball you. That's it. We know. A lot of people, yes, Trent, I wish Ethereum goes to 15K. I wish Bitcoin goes to 150K. I wish that too. But the money seems to be rotating around. The money's getting smarter. People are getting smarter. They're coming in to price in the future in a different way that everybody else thought they would. This is the Chainlink chart, by the way. Remember, Chainlink did close above the elusive $8. It finished the week above that, and now it's like fifth bullish. There was a period in its history, I've mentioned this a few times, I'm going to show you again, in once before, right? In 2019, there was this period where Chainlink, the elusive price, instead of $8, it was now 50 cents. And then it had some red candles down, and then it zipped up and continued up. Now it was a period of about a 10x move, and it took, let's see how long it took before that, after it procced. Wow, it was 90 days. I don't think it's going to happen in 90 days. I mean, I hope it does. Here, look, it does another pump in like 60 days, 300 days. Whatever happens, friends, we'll take it as it comes, because we know what we're dealing with here, and it's some sort of simulation writer, weird stuff. They just don't want us to pump until we're ready. It seems like just we can't go up, and then suddenly we do. We're praying that this time is going to be like every other cycle. I've also got real DeFi PulseChain. Pulse is still sitting at extremely deep, cheap prices. Now, I think the market is apathetic. I think it's numb. I think everybody's sitting in the coffin. Reading Ricardo Corazon's tweet where he specifically said, we will win, and he looked like he was sitting in the Coliseum, and he's like, where will I win? That type of attitude. I'm reading it, and I'm just trying to give an unbiased opinion. I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be down here. You actually shouldn't. Of course, it's hard to be unbiased when you're long anything, but look, I don't think I'm unbiased, because getting back to Pulse at day one sack, I don't want to use the F word, friends, because it's very harsh, but it's a failure. Okay, look, I'll be honest. If I said to you in January this year, remember it was 5 months before PulseChain launch, in January this year, and I said to you that you're going to be begging for Pulse to be at day one sacrifice price in a year from now. All right, begging for it. And by the way, if it gets there, PulseX would be minus 70% below day one sack. Okay, look how low that is. Okay, we will be begging for PulseX to be minus 70% day one sack. Okay, you're not going to say, wow, that's a great success. That was fantastic, wasn't it? That fulfilled my dreams. You're not going to say that. But we can't control that. I'm here to reflect and to share with you, through friendship and kindness, what's going through everyone's minds. Because the faster we draw it out, we put it on the table, we flop it out, the easier it is for us to overcome that hurdle, because people do a lot of nasty things in the shadows. You see the weirdest people, they're always the oppressed ones. They're not allowed to swear. They're not allowed to eat jelly beans. They're not allowed to listen to, racist music like Mozart. They're not allowed to play the piano. They're not allowed to do a lot of stuff. And it's all bottles up, and then they go and just do something wild. And it's the wrong move. It's just like people who sometimes, very unfortunate stories, people who hodl, then when they get a bite of the cherry of meme coins or leverage, they go all in and they just get destroyed. All right. So I want you to be careful with that one. And you are being careful. This is also the HEX chart. This is pHEX and eHEX. Don't forget, friends, crypto is a super long duration asset. What were people saying at these lows? They are saying, oh, no use case. Oh, what's it used for? It's all a scam. Yes, but it's a super long duration asset. So, you're trying to tell me what the internet's going to be in 1990. Would you give the internet zero valuation in 1990? No, you wouldn't. But technically it's zero. I mean, all you got is some shitty websites. You're nothing else, right? You can't order pizza. You can't look at my fancy new banana hat. Watch me talk on my banana phone. There's no YouTube. There's nothing there. Why is the value not zero, right? Well, you know why. It's because you're like, hasn't been made yet. Well, there you go. If you ever have to say to yourself, well, that thing that I'm waiting for hasn't been made yet, it's a super long duration asset. Just means, unfortunately, it's very sensitive to people's emotions as it tries to find out the true price discovery. So where do I think pHEX price is going? Well, remember, they're all liquidity bonded. It's all in the same. I think just a nice milestone is about a 2.5x from here, plus 150% for Pulse. So I know these prices are very low. I even have the HEX Combined price. By the way, shout out to Mr. Dipcatcher, friend of the channel, friend of everybody, a very well-respected community member. So total HEX right now is, wow, we're back below 1 cent. Ouch, that sucks. Okay, so the top was actually traded at 55 cents up the top. We're back below 1 cent. Damn, man. You just do one. We're about one. 1 divided by 55. Wow, we are minus 98.2% down. I know, man. I know, friends. I know. I feel it in your bones. I feel it with you. You're like, man, how can you tell me not to go to other coins moving when this thing is down 98.2% after over 2 years and it's not moving? And it's not like it's a V-bottom catch. Like, it's been sitting here for a long time. I understand, but we're all in the same game. We're all playing the same game, and you just have to measure for yourself what you're willing to sit through. Because if you go back to the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these other examples, there was no warning sign it was going to kick off. There was none. It was just, you had to take a leap of faith. What I can try to do is just present for you information like the daily active users, the stakers that we have, and the fundamental information to try to present this case, which we have. For example, this is the adoption chart, right? The HEX adoption chart. Now, of course, it's starting to slow down here in this part, but of course, it's just because it's a bear market, we know what it is. So you're just betting that this line keeps to go up. These are the fundamental stats. 120,000 stakers, people continuing to stake. Can you see that hitting 1 million one day? Why not? Are there any other reasons to show us that there's heaps of other competition? I don't think so. Yeah, if there was, you'd know about it. You really would know about it. So obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. I just think that the community is strong. There's 143 plus one people who are part of the community, all the PulseChain, YouTube channels. All of this becomes synergy when the bull market comes around. Don't forget, we have as well daily active wallets for PulseChain, only like 10 to 12,000. This is really low. Like Cardano hit 140,000 in the bull market. Now, of course, we're going to say, well, 100K in the bull market, that's a bull market. But, Cardano is still about 35K. That's today. Like Cardano's got nothing, man. I love Cardano, people. I love Charles. I understand. Yes, he went on the UFO hunting trip, but Cardano's 35K. Surely PulseChain can get there, man. We're an EVM. You're connected to everything. We have real DeFi. We got 143 plus one YouTubers and Twitteroonies and promoters, influencers, people talking about in the community. It's just like, we're just saying, here's a door, and now we're just going to fling it open, friends. Just the doors are open. The doors are just wide open. Here are the doors, okay? The doors are just like being ripped open, and everybody's here like, yay, yay, we're cheering, we're cheering. You see what I mean? They don't have this in these other communities. They say, well, let's measure it on the merit and the applications and all this other stuff. Well, when it comes to that can only take you so far. You need the megaphone to be loud. It's all about marketing and branding and community. We know this. And you know what, friends? You do like, subscribe, bell button, or you shock that algorithm, family-friendly show. I do love and appreciate you. Also, don't forget the most important charts are actually your BTC charts. So this is Link BTC, not moving much. I want to see it much higher. I want to see it back in this zone. We all want to see that. But really, you know what we're waiting for. We're still waiting for those prices to come true for Bitcoin first. Once Bitcoin shows us, we're not going to zero, are we? Then we can continue. Look at this. I mean, the power of a green weekly candle up here, just reversing this up. Don't forget, we're waiting for that zone between 35K to 45K. I want to remind you as well, every single time before the Bitcoin halvening, Bitcoin has hit the 50% retrace zone. Every single time, from the top to the bottom. The 50% price is $42,000. I don't know if we're going to hit that, but just 3 out of 3 times it has. I'll be honest, I know it's going to be crazy, but I hope we don't, because it'll be our first sign that the cycle is not playing out the way it used to. And you might say, well, why would you pray for that? Well, the more signs we get that we're not following the 4-year cycle, the better. The more hints we get, because that means when euphoria eventually does come, if it goes parabolic in the prices, we're going to be ready, because we're not going to be looking at this arbitrary 4-year type of period, okay? We're going to be ready to act whenever it comes. And that's why I think if the 4-year cycle is hit early and it doesn't happen the way it plays out, I think it's going to happen because, and I'm praying, by the way, guessing that we're going to get euphoria, but no one's going to believe it, because they think, wait a minute, it hasn't been 4 years yet. We shouldn't be peaking out this early. This can't be the top. See what I mean? That's why I wouldn't be surprised if, like, I know it's crazy, by the end of 2024, all our targets are met. December next year. That'll catch everybody off guard. And I already said, how would that probably happen? Well, you never know. Maybe have Donald Trump wins. Maybe Donald Trump says, I'm getting rid of Gary Gensler. He's chugged on too much semen. All right? So, I can see a world where the market just gets happy and prices that in, and Donald Trump says, you know what, I'm going to cut business tax rates back to 20%. We're going to get a bull market just like 2016. And everybody prices that in, and then probably what happens is 2025 sucks. I can see that happening in my mind if that happens, by the way, because nobody will want to sell. Think about that. No one will want to sell, because they think, oh, look what happened last time, okay? So for now, we're going to enjoy these green candles, because we'll take them as they come, right? We'll take them as they come. Bitcoin up $1,000, and our friendship has gained 1,000 ounces. I'm going to catch you in the next one.